Okay, I think we're live right now, but we're not gonna start yet until 9 o'clock. So hi for those that are early right now, but we are going to start at 9, and because we're gonna wait for others to come in. But before um before we start, you can also start joining the course as well. We will be using a course because this is a blended workshop. So you have to participate in the workshop course in order to complete this workshop as well. So also, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning today. Great weather also. I am going to give it a few more minutes, but I am going to share with everyone in the chat section the link to the course. So you guys can just sign in or log in and join the course, okay? Okay, let me just share in the chat. Um, hmm. Hey, I see a lot of people joining in now. Good morning, everyone. You guys can feel free to tell me where you guys are from. I would love to know where you guys are from right now. Are everyone working from home? Is everyone okay? Just let me know right now before we start. Yeah, this one says, yeah, work from home. I feel you. We've been working from home for quite a while, right? Bored for 2 years, Rizwan said. I feel you all. We are all working from home and just managing our time right now, right? We have Izal from Penang. Where everyone here? We have Dr. Vino from Taylor's U. Okay, he's also working from home. Okay, good for everybody for working from home, but also for those who need to go to the office, stay safe. Okay, we only have 2 minutes more. So feel free to share and get to know one another, okay? And also, for those who just joined in, let me just share again the course workshop. As I mentioned earlier, to those who have come in, this workshop is a blended workshop. So we have a course that we have set up in for you to participate and join in the activity. So I'm just going to share this again. Okay, let me just, excuse me for a bit. Okay. Okay. Have more people coming in, but I am going to start right on the dot so that I'm not, okay. Oh, right. Looks like it's 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m., 9 a.m. Sorry. I am going to start. Sorry. Let me just, okay. All right. So it's 9 a.m. Uh, again. So for everyone, hi and welcome to the first Open Learning Basic Workshop. So thank you for joining me today on a very lovely Wednesday morning. I appreciate everyone for taking the time off from your busy schedule to join this workshop. So before we start, I would like to mention that this session is will be recorded for future use and will be made available in the course for you to watch anytime as a refresher. Okay. Uh, Also, as you might know or not know, this workshop is part of a workshop series which are coming up in the coming months. For this workshop, you will be learning the first step of online course creation, which is course structure. So this workshop is also part of the Open Learning Certified Ambassador Program. So let me just share my screen. Let me start sharing my screen, okay? Um, okay. All right. So, okay. So what I mentioned about Open Learning Certified Ambassador Program, right? So there are 5 workshops in this program, and there are 3 badges for you to collect. When you complete the first 3 workshops, which is course structure, course development, and designing engaging activities, you will get one badge, which is a course designer badge. And then when you complete workshop 4, which is designing assessment, you will get an assessment designer badge. And finally, the 5th workshop is on facilitation. You will get a course facilitator badge. Once you have received all 3 badges, you will get the ambassador certificate. Okay, so this is part of the ambassador program, but it doesn't mean that you have to join the ambassador program. Uh, so because if you want to just join like any of this workshop, like you joining right now the first workshop, and then you don't want to join the second workshop, but you wanted to join the fourth one, you can do so. We have no restriction for you to do so, because we still want you to join our workshop. We want you to um, learn from one another as well. Okay, so uh, I just wanted to mention that this program was created because we have identified that a lot of course creators on Open Learning doesn't just learn the tips and tricks for themselves, but also they teach others in their community. Um, and we value your passion and determination to teach others on how to create courses. So we wanted to acknowledge this. This is why we open up the workshop and let you get certified for free, because we want to create a larger community of online educators, and not just for Open Learning, but for other platform as well. Because all the workshops that not most of the workshop that we have could be used, the contents in the workshop can be used for other platforms as well. It is not just restricted to Open Learning. It may be more inclined to Open Learning, but not restricted. Okay, so by being an Open Learning ambassador, it lets you be part of a network community with other course creators such as yourself. Other than that, by being an Open Learning ambassador, our first point of reference for the future trainings, webinar, or workshops will be the ambassadors. So because we would love to have you collaborate with us for future projects. So we want to have more people to turn to when we have trainings, webinars, and workshops. Okay, you can find out more about this program on this page. I think my colleagues will share the links in the section, in the chat section, for you to look over and look all of the courses in this program as well. Okay, all right. So to get started with this workshop, enough about the ambassador program. So to get started with this workshop, which is a course structure, I have, sorry. Okay. I have created this course so that you can join the activities and post your answers straight away. Okay, so as I mentioned, this workshop is a blended workshop. Therefore, you need to join and participate in the activities in order to complete this workshop. Okay, so to join this course, if you already have an OpenLearning account, you can just log in. But if you don't, you can just click on the sign up button over here and just put in your email, password, and full name and click you're not a robot because we want to know if you're not a robot and just click get started. So if you already have an OpenLearning account, you can just log in and sorry and just click the join now button in this landing page. Okay. You can get the link for this course workshop in this workshop course in the chat section. Okay, so once you have signed up, once you have login, just click the join now button. Right. So I am going to give you guys a minute to join this course. So feel free to let me know if you have any trouble or any trouble logging in or joining the course. Okay, you can let me know in the chat section. Okay. Okay, if you once you have clicked the join now button, it will straight away lead you to the home page. Okay, I am going to give you 1 minute to join. It's very fast to join, 1 minute tops. All right. I think most of you guys are in this course already. So for those who are still not in the course, just let us know in the chat section. My teammates will help you out. Okay. All right. So for those who are already in the course, welcome to the course. As I mentioned, this is a blended workshop, so you need to participate in the course as well. Okay. So I suggest for you to just open the workshop course so it's easier for you because all my contents are in there. I'm just letting you letting you guys see how it is. Okay. All right. So now you are in the course. We can get started with the workshop. Okay. So most of you joined this workshop because you wanted to start an online course, but not sure if you could use the same materials as a face-to-face class, right? So I'm assuming most of you already have a course plan for your course or classes, but this would work well for a face-to-face class, but would it be okay for an online environment? Okay, you want to make sure that your learners are getting the most out of their learning, even if they can't see you. But how do you make sure of this? How do you know that they are learning beyond the given content and not just memorizing the answers that they need to learn? Okay. So in this workshop, I will guide you on how to develop your course structure, which will suit an online learning environment. we will look into the best practices that will help you and your learners get the best learning experience. Okay. So before we start with the contents, I want to get to know all of you. So uh, so let's have a little bit of an ice-breaking activity. Okay. Let's take a moment to share how we learn best. Okay. I want to know, how do you learn best? Do you learn best by doing practical activities, by researching on your own, by writing down important notes that you need, or any other ways that you have? Does this method works for you? And would you want your learners to learn the same way like you did? So just let me know this in the comment section below here. So I want you to share how you learn. Think of it. Think like you're a student right now. But even if you're not a student, you're always learning, right? So I want to know, how do you learn best? Like for me, for example, I learn best by doing by doing things, which is like practical activities. So uh, this method works really well for me. I think that um, I do, I perform better. I remember things better by doing things. So I want my learners to learn the same way, but I know I'm not forcing them to use to use practical activities all the way, because I know that they have their own learning styles. But I would love to incorporate my ways as well, because I find that by doing practical activities, it helps me understand my information better. So that's my example. Let me know what your method is in the comment section here. Okay, you can share your ways, and I'll read through your sharing in here. Okay, I'm gonna give you like 3 minutes, because I know everybody have their own answer already in the back of their heads. Okay. So again, this is in the home page, which is the first page that you see. So you just scroll down a bit and see there's a comment section under here. So just write your comments and post it. If you have a picture to go with it, you can put a picture as well. Okay. So oh, we have a few people already sharing. Wow, a lot of people already sharing just so fast. Okay. Uh, okay. Remember to include why. Uh, to include why do you think this method works for you, and also if you want to your learners to learn the same way as you did. Put that in your answers as well, in your sharing as well. Okay. I see here. Yep says, I am a copier, so I learn best with the mentorship of good mentors. I like that. I think that a good mentor helps in understanding your contents, right? So I agree with Yap here. I'm gonna give a like for this. I'll 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 give I'll look through everybody's sharing, but for now I'm just gonna look through for a bit, okay? Okay, I have Rizwan here. I learn by applying what I know, and what I know is learned by what is teach. Oh, very poetic, your answer, Rizwan. Uh, okay, Malar says, oops, oh, Malar says, visual and auditory, by seeing, listening, interesting, and getting my questions answers. Also like big picture given before we start. Yes, I agree with you, Malar. Mm, okay. Uh, we have Ariza here. I learn best by infographic videos and practical activity. I remember and understand better by those approaches. Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. Infographic videos does help with remembering things. because for me, when I see too many words, I can't make sense of it. So infographic works best for me as well. I agree with you, Ariza. Okay, I see a lot of people sharing. I'm so excited. All right. We have Huda here. I teach business class. I find it helpful for students by exposing them with real life case studies before actually going over the theories. That way, they learn the context before the fundamentals. I like it. I like where your examples over here. I agree with you as well on this. Exposing people to real life case studies helps them to visualize what's happening. Uh, so yeah, I agree with you. Okay, I think we have a lot of people. I'm going to go through everybody's sharing later, but thank you everyone for sharing. I'll give a like on everybody's post. Okay, all right. So we're going to go to the next page. You can go to the next page by clicking on the next button. No, it's not here. Uh, if there's a next button at the end page, you can just click on the next button. But I'm going to click on here. Let's start. And here on the first module, Open Learning Philosophy, you can click that page to go to the next to go to this page. Okay, this is a very bright yellow page, Open Learning Philosophy. Okay, all right. So again, great sharing, everyone. So from all the sharing, you can see that everyone has their own learning styles, right? Which means that your learners as well have their own learning styles. So try to keep this in mind when you work on your course content and activities later on, okay? So before we start on your own course, let's first look at the open learning philosophy. Okay, so I'm not trying to give a selling point or sell sales speech or anything over here, but I'm just gonna tell you guys on our philosophy because it relates to how we design our contents. Okay, so at Open Learning, we learn the social way. So what do I mean by that? So at Open Learning, the our philosophy, which governs the design of the platform students and teacher experience, is based on the educational foundation of student empowerment, authentic active learning experiences, and community and connectedness. So this three core philosophy is our main foundation when we create our courses. Most of the courses that we design, I have designed a few courses on open learning, uh, which you might have seen, are based on this three core foundations. Okay, so this is because we wanted the students to have a deeper learning through intrinsic motivation. Uh, we want them to learn because they wanted to learn on their own, not because they are forced to. Uh, how we do this is that we go beyond the publishing content. We want them to explore on their own, get to know more content, more of the topic, but by not just reading the given content. And then also, we believe that having a community helps, which is why we provide a social platform so that the learners can get support, encouragement, share knowledge, and get engagement through their learning. So because we believe that by having a community to share your knowledge helps in building that intrinsic motivation. Okay, so okay, so based on the philosophy that I've mentioned, how can we incorporate this in our courses? Okay, so one word, constructivism. So what is constructivism. Let's try to look this uh, at conventional and constructivist classroom. Okay, so students construct knowledge in both conventional and constructive learning environments. Uh, the key difference is that deeper learning or construction happens when students is actively involved in their learning process. Being actively involved could be reflecting on their experiences, discussing ideas, working in groups, asking questions. All of those are examples of being actively involved in their learning. Okay, so the teacher's role in a constructivist learning is to design learning experiences that facilitates the students constructing their own understanding and to facilitate the process of learning and discovery for the learners. Okay, so um, this is characteristics of the conventional and constructivist classroom. So, as you can see from what I mentioned, conventional, sorry, conventional classroom is where the teacher is the center of the knowledge, where they transmit information for the students to receive. So mostly the teacher did all the talking and the student's role is to listen and receive the information, right? So it's more passive for the students. But we do have students that are extremely motivated, which can learn by their own sheer will. But for the majority of the students, being passive in the learning process leads to only surface learning and understandings, which is enough for exams and tests, but we want them to learn beyond that, right? We don't want them to just learn the topic on the surface level. We want them to go deeper and understand this deeper. But that's why we are using constructivist method. Okay, so here's the table that you can look at on the difference of conventional classroom and constructivist classroom. So you can see here, for conventional classroom, materials are primarily textbooks and workbooks. But for constructivist classroom, the materials include primary sources of materials and manipulative materials. Other than that, conventional learning is mainly based on repetition, but constructivist learning is more interactive, and building on what the students already know. So, and also, you can see the teacher's role is different here as well, where the teacher's role in conventional classroom is more directive and rooted in authority, but in constructivist classroom is more interactive and rooted in negotiation. Okay, so there are a lot of differences for these two approaches, but mainly the easiest way to see this is that conventional is teacher-centered and constructive is student-centered. That's the easiest way you can see this. So if you want to know more about constructivist classroom, you can just click on this link. We have more tips on how you can create a constructivist classroom. And we elaborate more on this topic itself. I'm not going to take your time on this topic itself, but I just wanted to know that our base is for an online course is mainly constructive learning. Okay, so right now, I want you guys to share what you think about conventional classroom and constructivist classroom in the comment section under here. Okay, so please share what you think about these two methods. Do you agree on having a constructivist classroom, or are you more prone to conventional classroom style? So let me know on what you think about this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you like a few minutes for you to share. Let me just let me know on your ideas, your opinions on this matter. Okay. Okay. All right. We have a few people already. Okay. All right. So here we have Vanaja saying for adult learning, constructivism would be appropriate as we are veering more towards learning in the workflow approach. Ah, I like what you're saying here. We are, but I also agree that this can work in K-12 classroom as well, right? Like on even teaching younger kids, I constructivism. I feel like this is my opinion. I feel like constructivism works best because as you can see in kindergarten, that's how they learn, right? So if you can keep up the constructivist learning in K-12 as well, this would help in their learning journey. Okay, so all right, so here we have they say constructivist learning is only effective if the learning activities are designed to meet the learning objective. Designing an effective learning activity is a key competency of a content developer. Yes, Jay, I agree with you. Yes, uh, this constructivist learning, the biggest part is meeting the learning objectives, and that's how you know that you have achieved uh, your learning, achieve your goal, right? So yes, this is why actually what we're doing today is designing, partly designing activities for your course. Okay, we're not, we're only going to do a surface level on the designing your activities, but yes, thank you for this. Okay, Jaslyn said we need to have a mix of both. Learners learn differently. I agree with you. Learners do learn differently. Um, some people work better while they just listen, but some people like me, we do better with practical. But this is how it works. Like how both can collide, right? Because on online learning, like this on open learning, you have your written content, you have your videos and everything where they can learn and get their knowledge, surface level knowledge. But we to get to a deeper knowledge, in deeper information and knowledge, they have to do activities. So yes. Okay. Okay. We have a so fast, you guys. Okay, I'm going to read Leong Michelle. To a certain extent, a conventional classroom can have its advantages. However, we should gear towards not only constructivist classroom, but also social constructivist, especially in online learning, where learners are generally embarking a learning journey on their own, and it can be a lonely journey. Oh, I agree with this. It is a lonely journey, which is why try to have activities that are group work. group work, collaborative activities, so that they don't feel that they're doing this alone. Okay, so yes, I agree with you. It is a lonely journey. So keep that in mind when creating courses, because you don't want your learners to feel lonely when they're learning, because that might be demotivating for some. Okay. Mm. Susie says it depends on the nature of the course, but I think both approaches are crucial in learning development. Yes, I agree with you. There's no method that's wrong, but all method can be used for learning, because everyone learns the different in their own way, right? Okay, all right. I think we have quite a lot of sharing over here. I want to read Malar one because you have uh okay. Mala says have been using conventional methods as info knowledge sharing tends to be quite heavy. However, this is not working for the virtual classroom. So looking forward for more from sharing here. So constructivist learning sounds more efficient in learner learning. My concern is how do we use this constructivist approach with mixed learner groups, high versus medium versus low, as well as large groups, open, public, or virtual sessions? Okay, that's a good question. But I think this question will be answered in the later pages. So, but great. Thank you for highlighting this, Malar. Okay, I am going to the next page. You can either click on this next button, but also you can click on this start tab and click on course design templates. Okay. All right. So course design template. So now that you know the core philosophy on open learning, you might be able to imagine how we structure our contents and activities. But before we dive in the contents and activities, let's look at your structure, which is your course structure. Um, while designing a course, we first need to identify the key information and the structure of the course beforehand. This is to make sure that all your general ideas are in order. Okay, so this document shows a template in which our team follows whenever we design our courses. So as you can see, there are two key parts in the documents, key details and constructive alignment. We'll go to into details in the next few pages, but I just wanted to mention that we will be using this document throughout this workshop. So please download this document by clicking the download button under here. Okay. Okay, so you just can download. I'm just gonna show you how this looks like. There's two parts, key details and constructive alignment. So we're going to do both of this part today. Okay. All right. So in the next page, we'll look into the key details that you're going to do. And later on, we'll do the constructive alignment. So in key details, there's target audience, hooks, a learning outcome, final activity, course title, and course overview and aim. Okay. All right. So I think most of you have downloaded the document. So let's go to the next page. Okay. I am going to the next page over here. Let's go to some questions to answer. All right. So, okay, let's get starting. Let's start on constructing your course. Okay, let's start with the key details. So imagine you're hosting a dinner party. Some of your guests will know each other, but many people won't. So how do you plan, prepare, and host the dinner party so that everybody enjoys themselves. Okay. Why am I talking about dinner parties all of a sudden? So, how do dinner parties relate to teaching and learning design? Okay. So I'm pretty sure you wanted your guests to have a great time at your dinner party. You probably went to great lengths to prepare uh, the dinner party, so that you create a space, uh, party space to feel warm and inviting. You might plan out what meals to serve based on amazing flavors. And on the night, I suspect you went about introducing people who didn't even know anyone. This is to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and happy. So, what you're doing right here when you're planning a dinner party is that you have created a warm and caring environment. You've created a series of great events, and also you facilitated a wonderful evening through building rapport, being social, and helping people feel comfortable with each other. So, uh, right there is what you wanted your online course to have. So planning a course is just like preparing and hosting a great dinner party. The feeling and experience you create for your guests are what you want to create in a classroom as well, uh, in an online course. I mean, so how do you make sure? How do you get to create this environment that you want to your learners to feel? Is that you have to know some key details beforehand. So when planning your course, there are some questions that you need to answer. Um, so here I have a list of questions that you need to explore and find out when developing your course. Some of you might already have an answer at the back of your head, so you can answer this very quickly. But some of you might need to take time to develop a proper answer. So doesn't matter, um, because I just wanted to highlight how these are the key details that you need to know before you start your course. Okay, so the questions are: who are your target students and what are their key characteristics? So are these university students? Are these advanced learners, medium learners, or anything? You have to know your students. What do they know about this topic already? What might they find interesting about it? What are the learning outcomes of your course? How will you assess the students' learning? What is the most appropriate delivery mode? UC course, a short course, MOOC, a blended program, or a 3-day workshop. So what topic do students need to learn about to achieve the learning outcome? And how will I break that down into meaningful contents and activities? So these are the questions that you need to know before you start your course, creating your course. Okay. So if you already have an answer, that's great. But if you don't, you can just plan it out slowly, and think of what you're going to do uh, for your course. Like the most important part is that how to create meaningful contents and activities, because all these key ingredients will lead to creating a meaningful contents and activities. Okay. All right. So now we're going to have another activity. I want you to answer only 2 questions out of all this. I only want you to answer 2 questions, which are: who are your learners and what could be the hook for your course? Okay. So for number one, to identify who are your learners, you can just try to answer this question: who would or might be taking your course? What is their background? Is it a professional background? What is their background? Their professional background, their cultural background, gender, age, or anything that you think would relate to your course development. So, for example, your course is on professional development. You have to know if your learners would have that background. Okay, so why are they taking your course? Is it because it's a mandatory university course? Is it because they need to upskill their skills? Uh, those any of those? What kind of information, resources, and ideas might they connect with best? Okay, so uh, to answer number one, try to identify what are those questions or those questions here. Okay, and then number two, what could be the hook for your course? So I want you to brainstorm and share possible ideas for hooks. So for those who don't know what course hooks is, it's like the attention grabber or your course branding. Okay. So for me, for example, when I think about hooks, when I think I need to think about the course hooks, I think of the course like it is on sale. Like the learners, like for example, they have like this, you have the same course, a variety of the same course, same topic. So the learners are just browsing all the other courses. What would you tell them to hook them to your course? So that should be your hook. Okay, I want you to try to make it as interesting as you can. Try to stay away from the norm, like take this course to learn how to write better, and turn it into something more interesting, like awaken your inner writer self by joining this course. Something like that. So that's just an example. I'm guessing you all of you have better hooks to share. So what I want you to do is that answer these two questions and share it on the comment section under here. Okay. I want to see your hooks as well. But also by sharing, you can also inspire others. So feel free to look at other people's sharing and also give your feedbacks and comments on it. Okay, so try to look at other people sharing as well, other participants sharing, and give your feedback. Try to look at their feedback, and maybe if you're inspired, maybe you want to use nearly the same way as they hook their learners for their course. Okay. Uh, okay. I am going to give you a few minutes to share and think about your answers and share your answers in the comment section. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. So again, for your hooks, please feel free to um, make it try to make it as like a branding or a motto that you can put out. So most of the time when I think of hooks, the hooks that I create, I will put in the cost blurbs on the landing page. So this is uh, the first thing that they see when they go on the landing page when they're searching and browsing other courses. So um, that is the attention grabber. That is your branding. Try to have an interesting hook for your course. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. So I have few people already share their learners and hooks. I'm going to read a UMW here, the UMW IBS. Okay, so your students are adult professionals, this mix of male and female learners taking for upskilling and case studies. So possible hook is to have interesting discussion on the current trends of technology, and they are interested by latest technologies used in business environment. So for this, maybe you can turn your hook something like uh, learn the latest learn use latest technologies use in learn business environment, learn business environment in business environment, learn business with the use of latest technologies, something like that. That's not interesting enough for me. I mean, I'm not creative right now. But yes, go with something active. But I like where you're going, where there's interesting discussion on the current trends of technology and technology. That is actually a good hook to grab your attention, your learner's attention. Okay, okay, we have Young here. Your learners is a professional development for upskilling, I'm guessing. So the hook is add your skills with sharing your experience. So I'm guessing that there's a lot of experience sharing in this course. I hope to see you. Okay. And we have Christina, subject educational technology, undergraduates, and they have prior knowledge. So your hook is to improve their teaching skills in area of technology. Okay. I actually take this subject as well for my studies. Uh, Maybe you can also highlight what are the examples of technologies, uh, that interesting technologies that they will be learning in the course, so that this can grab their attention more and maybe look forward to it as well. Okay. Mm, all right. Oh, okay, I want to read Yusuf. This uh, seems interesting. I will be designing a micro credential on mobile wireless communication. Who your learners are anyone who wish to add in knowledge on mobile wireless communication. Their background are those probably interested in technologies. Why they're taking the course is the aim for the course is for working adults, especially in the telecommunication sector. Perhaps they're taking it to enhance their knowledge. I think kinds of information. Current technologies in mobile wireless communication. Okay, a hook for your course to look at the current trends in mobile wireless communication, adapt the latest technologies. A mix of micro credential courses can provide credit transfer for master's degree. Ah, this is actually a good hook, like a good hook that a lot of people can relate to, which is it's part of a micro credential course and can transfer this to a master's degree. So for those who are interested in pursuing master's degree in wireless communication, please look up Yusuf over here. Okay, and also for those who are interested in technologies, I guess this would be a great course for you all to learn, right? Oh, I forgot to. Okay. All right. I think a lot of people have shared here. Oh, let me read from Shafirul. Who are your learners? It's undergraduate students with TVET background. They're taking the course as professional development. The best thing about it is that their existing knowledge and experiences will help them a lot. Okay. So the hook is that relating the language learning process with their workplace communication, of course, with the technology embedded process. Relating language learning process with their workplace communication. I think you can get a great hook out of this. Maybe anybody wants to suggest an active hook for Shafiro? Feel free to comment, everyone, and look at other people sharing and share your feedback. All right. Okay. Let's move to the next page. Oh, before I forget, by answering these two questions, your learners and your hooks, you can also fill in the target audience and learners hooks in the course design template, which is the document that you have downloaded before. So these two questions are for this part, target audience and learners hook. So fill in that document. Don't worry, you can do this after the webinar, but just wanted to let you know this is that part, okay? All right, so let's go to the next page, which is measurable learning outcome. Okay. So now we are going to look into the key component for your course creation, which is the course outcome. So writing a measurable course outcome is the first step to design your course. So what is a course outcome? A course outcome describe what the learner should be able to do by the end of the lesson. Why do you need to write a course outcome? It's because course outcomes are the root of your course, where your lessons and activities would stem directly from. They would provide you a focus in teaching and learning. And most importantly, you want your learners to be clear on what they are achieving at the end of the course. So this is the purpose of a course outcome. But they are your roots, and also they set a goal for your learners as well. So here's something, a quote for you to ponder. If learners are to take more responsibility for their own learning, they will need to know what they are doing, what they are going to learn, why they should learn it in the first place, and how they will recognize when they have succeeded. So this is as part of creating a good outcome, is so that you can achieve this. Okay. So how do you write a measurable course outcomes? So since a constructivist learning allows learners to take more responsibility for their own learning, they need to be clear on what they are supposed to do, why they should do it, and how will they recognize if they have fulfilled the learning outcomes. So this is why it's important for the learning outcomes to be written in a way that it could be measured. So how can you do this? Is that there's a few things you have to keep in mind when writing a course outcome, okay, or your learning outcome. Try to use active verb such as describe, identify, analyze, and try to avoid words like know or understand, because it's very hard for you to measure that. Start with lower level of learning and move towards a deeper level. Share with them, share with your learners verbally and visually, and make this outcome visible throughout your course, throughout your lesson itself. Okay, so usually Bloom's taxonomy can be a good reference in selecting appropriate verbs to write your course outcome. So here I have Bloom's taxonomy graphic. So like the word understanding, know and understanding. I said to try to avoid those. And instead of using the word understand, you can maybe use the word classify, describe, discuss, explain. So so that whenever, for example, like you're using identify, uh, if the students are able to identify the certain topic, it means that they understand. So it's easier for you to measure it when it's like that, right? Instead of they understand, the outcome is understand. So how do you measure understand, right? So by putting it as identify, whenever they are able to identify, means that they understand. Okay, so so here are some uh, other examples of course outcomes that you can look at and maybe be inspired at. We have uh, two two courses here. Like you can see the verbs that they use here: provide, discuss, plan, design and organize, document, evaluate and propose. And this one is state, discuss, select, discuss, design and develop. All of these are measurable learning outcome. Even if the word select, it seems very simple, right? Very, very lower level. Well, I don't want to say very. It's under lower level because select. But by being able to select the appropriate answers means that they understand. Okay. So these are example of outcomes that we want you to use for your course. We hope that you use measurable learning outcome. Okay. So this is part of a course outcome session. You can take a look at your own course outcome. Right now, I know you have your a course that you plan to build. So take a look at the course outcome that of that course. Uh, do you have a measurable learning outcome? And are they achievable? So I want you to take your time to update your learning outcome, and then you can fill in the first you can share it in the comment section below and get your feedback from other participants as well. uh, I want maybe let's share your outcomes here first. And I want everyone to take a look at other people. Once you have shared your outcome, try to look at others sharing and see if uh, their outcome, if they are using a measurable learning outcome, or if not, maybe you can suggest and give your feedback on their outcome. Okay, so I want you to try and see that, so that you can understand how this works better. Okay. Okay. All right. So I have few people already share their course outcome. Feel free to look at other sharing and give your feedback. Okay. All right. Okay. Young says here it's for subject CILT certified certificate. Wow. Okay. Uh, the first one is provide a real experience based on theories. discuss what are the major gap between theories and real experience, and propose alternative and ideas. Ah, oh, I remember your hooks. It seems that you have quite good outcome over here. Good job. I like your outcome. It's very direct and straightforward. Okay. Nur Shahira is negotiation skills. Identify the general concept and basis of negotiation. Explain the theory of differences, which leads to negotiation. Identify the process, negotiation methodologies, and methods problem solving, and explain the strategy, best practices, and effectiveness in negotiation. Okay, that's good. That's good. Uh, all right. Very straightforward. Okay. Uh, we have Kamarudin here, process control and dynamics. So outcome is derive lump parameter dynamic models for analyzing behavior or chemical process using computer-aided tools. Oh, that's a long one. A bit long because of the name, I think. But derive lump parameters. I think I can see where you're going with this. But maybe you can try to make it a bit simpler, easier to understand for this. Okay. Do you have any other outcome, or is it just one for this course? Okay. It's okay to have just one as well. So it's actually easy to manage. Okay. I have AG. Sorry, I'm not sure how to call out your name. Um, for the subject intercultural communication. Analyze major concepts and issues pertaining to intercultural communication. Examine issues in relation to cultural diversity and human communication in societies nowadays, and communicate ideas effectively with people from various cultural backgrounds. Okay, good outcomes. But maybe for communicate ideas, I I for me, I think I would use discuss ideas or propose ideas or something like that, because uh you might get uh, a different definitions of what it means by communicate ideas. So, but uh good outcomes that you have here. Okay, I'm just gonna. All right. Okay, I would love for everyone to have give your feedback as well. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, okay. Me read Chang here. Upon completion of the course, students will be able to apply academic skills, life skills, and manage stress effectively while studying for the future workplace, present professional meetings, and demonstrate resume writing, career plans, and interview skills. Hmm. Uh, good use, good outcomes, good use of the measurable verbs. But I think maybe you can divide it, because it seems here that you have like quite a few for one. So like for example here, demonstrate writing skills, career plans, and interview skills. I think that's different parts. So maybe you can divide it. Okay. But interesting as well. Present professional meetings. Okay. Thank you everyone for your sharing. So um, once you have finalized all your course outcomes, maybe get feedbacks from your peers as well. So what I want you to do is that update your course outcome section in the document that you have downloaded. So this part is the course outcome section. Okay. You can do this after the workshop. All right. Okay, let's go to the next page. The final activity. Yes, you are not mistaken. We are going to create your final activity first. Okay. So what are the characteristics of a good final activity? So a good final activity, one key characteristic for a good final activity is that it's aligned to the course outcome. So your final activity should be an activity that allows students to achieve the course outcome. In that sense, it would be aligned to the course outcome. Okay. So if you have a list of good course outcomes, your final activity would be equally great. Okay. So this is why you create a good outcome first and then come to your final activity, your activity. Okay. So sorry. Okay. So what does a good final activity does to your students? So it a good final activity allows your students to learn from experience, which is experiential learning, create something new that can be shared with others, and apply our knowledge and skills gained from the previous activities that they did in the course. So from this here, what you want to have in a final activity is that you want your learners to achieve all of the outcomes that you have set. So that's why you do your final activity before all the other activities that you have. Okay. So here's an example designed for a course on Introduction to Interior Design. So the course outcome that they have is to analyze interior spaces and form opinions, to apply design elements to suit the intended function of space, to develop appropriate work ethics. Okay, so these are the course outcome that the course have, and how they plan to make sure that the learners achieve this all of this outcome is that from the final activity, you can see here that for the final activity, the students are supposed to develop their own online portfolio. Okay. So for the activity, the learners have to imagine themselves having an interior design business. They are to design and create a professional portfolio by setting up their own website and social media site. The main content for the site would be a three-dimensional drawing of a floor plan based on the client's requirement. In developing the drawing, they will apply the elements and principles of design. Okay, so also there's an explanation about what they should expect once they have submitted, which is they will be commented and evaluated by their coursemate. And they are also supposed to submit a report. Okay, so this is their final activity. So you can see here, it seems that they have achieved all three outcomes in this final activity, right? But it seems like it's too much for just one final activity. But this final activity isn't just sudden. They have three core activities before the final activities. These core activities are supposed to prepare the students for the final activities, so that the students are not like surprised suddenly all of a really heavy final activity are there because they already have core activities beforehand. So the first core activities is on how is the first activity relates to the first outcome, where they have to provide a picture of an interior space and then critically analyze and suggest how the spaces can be improved. So this is the first outcome. And then number two, their outcome is to apply design elements to suit intended function of a space. So the activity is that they have to plan an office space. And then finally, to develop appropriate work ethics, learning to compromise, deal with differences, etc. And you have activity number three, which is preparing for an interview. So that settles outcome number three. But when they do the final activity, you can clearly see that they have achieved all three outcomes. Okay, so that's what you want for a final activity. At least try to have all the outcomes achieve shown in the final activity. If not all, try to have most of it, not just one. Okay. All right. So now I want we have another activity I want you to do. So did you notice how the final activity examples above encourages students to learn from experience, come up with something new, and apply knowledge that they learn? So you can see that the final activity are not are based on their own, right? They have to do their own social media website. They have to create a floor plan. All of this are on for their own experience. But you have set it out by your core activities beforehand, so they are okay to do it on their own. Okay, it encourages the students by doing this. It encourages the students to learn from their experience and come up with something new. That's what you want in a final activity. The learners being able to come up with something new by applying the knowledge that they have learned beforehand. Okay, so now I want you to do it to do this for your course. Think of a final activity based on the outcomes that you have put in the previous page. Write your course title, your course outcome, and the final activity in the space, not the comment section. Okay, put it in the space below. Um, so I want to see how you plan your final activity. Okay, I am going to give you 5 minutes to share your activity idea. Okay. uh, I'm also giving you this 5 minutes for you to cool down a bit. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. Please let me know if I am going too fast. I'll try to slow it down a bit in the next pages, okay? But let's cool down this 5 minutes. If you already have shared, just take your time a bit. and we'll continue. I'm just gonna keep reading your sharing over here, okay? All right. Okay. I see a lot of people already shared. I got so invested with all of you guys sharing. I might also even take your ideas as well to do other courses coming other open learning courses. I like your sharing. Um okay, I want to where is it? I was reading Young Michelle's sharing here. The course title is Nailing Your Next Online Interview in 3 Easy Steps. I already like the title, by the way. um, and the course outcome is gather information, apply proper verbal and non-verbal communication, and present information orally to answer interview questions. So the final activity is to do a mock interview uh, or a role play of the participant trying to secure a job in an organization. So um, just from this one line, I can actually see all of your course outcome being applied. But uh, And I like that you're using a course mock interview to use to achieve this course outcome. But if possible, if you could make it more descriptive, your final activity, it would be great. But I like this activity. I think mock interview or role play is a good way to for students to learn and do uh, to practice their interview, online interview as well. Okay, thank you, Michelle. Michelle. Uh, okay, I'm just randomly selecting. I'm sorry. I'm just randomly selecting right now, but I will actually look at everyone's teaching, everyone's sharing. Teacher. Okay, let's look at Christina. Course title is Educational Technology. Design. Okay. Final activity is design various lessons focusing on 4 main skills. Choose and select appropriate tools that can be used to carry out the lessons and develop the contents to and carry out mock teaching. Ah, okay. I can see where this is going. I think mainly your final activity is a mock teaching, right? But in order to do the mock teaching, they have to design lessons, they have to select the tools, and then develop the contents to do the mock teaching, right? I like this as well. Okay, keep it up, guys. Keep up the good sharing ideas so that I can take all your ideas and be inspired from everyone. Wait, this is 5 days ago. Recent. Let me just. Okay. See. Oh, medical, surgical, nursing. Outcome: explain the nursing care plan to patients with altered function of the eye, ENT. Apply nursing skill competently based on the nursing process and evidence based on practice. Okay, connectivity, running assessment, OSCE. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Writing assessment and final examination. Okay, I think you have a good outcome over here. You might be able to do more with this outcome, do more activities with this outcome itself. So just explaining and applying those two outcomes is very good. So try to have um, a final activity that use this two outcome aside from final examination and assessment. So maybe like before, try like others, try to use uh, mock teaching, mock role playing, something like that. So thank you. She shared in the chat. So for those who are not reading the chat, Magesvari said OSCE is objective structured clinical experience. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you. All right. Oh, let's see auditing. Okay, so course outcome, describe various audit procedures and evidence, determine kinds of audit opinion that's suitable, explain issues and challenges, recognize the work of internal audit and its relation to external audit and internal control, recognize other attestation and assurance services besides certification, and audit of financial statements. Oh, big words. Uh, and your final activity is provide students with financial statements set to assess and conduct simple audit procedures. Create a situation for students to come up with audit opinion. So this is more like case studies, right? Case studies. A lot of people opt to use case studies, uh, which is easy an easy workaround to achieve your outcome. Well, I won't say easy because it's case studies are quite hard. But a lot of people use case studies because having one similar scenarios and the students have to come up with their own answers is a great way for them to learn by experience themselves. Even though it's not their own experience, the case aren't their own experience, but they are conveying an opinion uh, on their own based on the case studies. Okay. I like this. Uh, Actually, I like all of your sharing. All right. Okay. Uh, Maybe we'll wait one more. Food and beverage cost control. So cost outcomes. Classify the role and importance of food and beverage. Role and importance. Okay. Describe approaches to controlling food and beverage sales. Apply cost and control measures. Analyze the different expenses categories and relate it to the income statement. Ah, okay. Kind of reminds me of auditing as well. mm, but it is cost control. So, final activities, the student have to come up with an idea of opening their own restaurant cafe. Oh, then come up with a few menus based on the menu. They have to come up with a standardized recipe and determine the cost for each recipe. They also have to determine and forecast the sales based on that volume of purchases of raw materials. Finally, they have to prepare a forecasted income statement. This activity basically cover all the outcomes given above. Yes, thank you for this. You said my thoughts. So yes, I like your activity idea, coming up with their own cafes. Um, for me, I love activities that inserts the students' own experiences and imagination. So when they do this, they're more inclined to put more work because they have to more motivation. Sorry, not work, more motivation on their work. Um, because by sharing their own experiences, they they tend to be more excited, like coming out for their own restaurant or cafe. I already see an idea, as much as I don't know about food and beverage cost control, I already can imagine myself planning a restaurant or planning to open a restaurant or cafe, and what can I have in my menu and how much are the costs and everything. This is like a game, like a simulation game for me. So yeah, I always love activities that are more uh towards their own experience or personal work. Okay. But yes, great activity over here. Okay. I think we're gonna go. Oh, before I move to the next page, uh, this is for your final activity idea. You can also fill this in your course design template document, and just fill in the final activity idea. You can just make it into one paragraph of your idea, simplify it so that you you can understand it. Okay. So also, uh, there's also a part for course title in the key information section, right? So you can just put your course title in there. But if you want to tweak your course title, because this is an online course, you can have any other course name. If you want to tweak your course title and you want to get some inspiration, we have a page for it for this, where we share other course titles ideas that you can take inspiration from. So, like for example, Leon Michelle's title, Nailing Your Next Online Interview in 3 Easy Steps. That's a very good course title. It kind of shows you where she's going right from the get-go of the title, right? So if you want to change your title, put a more eye-catching title, you can do this and put in your course design template document. So long. Okay. All right. So next we're going to go to the next page. Okay. So let's go to the next page, which is constructive alignment. Okay. Okay. So constructive alignment. What does constructive alignment mean? You might heard me mention about aligning final activity to your course outcome, right? So what exactly does constru- constructive alignment means? It relates to this. It means that the learning activity design is aligned to the learning outcome that learners are expected to achieve, as well as the topic or content delivered for learners' knowledge and understanding. So, simple way to describe this is that your contents, your activity, your assessment all need to all need to align to the outcome. Okay, so I have a diagram here to show you about constructive alignment. So here we have the intended learning outcome, which is on top. It doesn't matter on top or anything, but I'm putting this on top because that was your root for your course, right? So you first have your outcome, and then you under here you have contents and learning activities and also assessment. So here you can see that all this aligns to each other. It relates to each other. Like when you're designing contents and activities, you need to think about the outcomes. So content, all the contents that you put in because it's related to the outcome. When you're also designing the activities that relates to the contents, it needs to you need to think about, does this achieve the outcome? Okay, so when you have a good content and activities that relate to the outcome, automatically your assessment also have to relate to the contents, right? And well, if it relates to the contents and activities, it also relates to the outcome. So this is aligned. Everything is aligned. Everything in your course needs to be aligned to the outcome. Okay. Okay. So when you are deciding on the topics and learning activities, it is important to check the constructive alignment. So why am I stressing about constructive alignment? Why should you do constructive alignment? It is to ensure that everything that you are going to put in the course is aligned to the learning outcome. Uh, it is to produce high quality and organized course. And finally, it's also to help you to focus so that you don't get too overexcited and include a lot of information that is not needed for your learners to know. Maybe and this might also confuse your learners as well. Okay, so I can show you an example of how constructive alignment is done for the course, a beginner's guide to coffee. This is an actual course that we have on Open Learning, a guide to coffee. There is a course on coffee. So for those who love coffee, you can take this course as well. So I'm just going to show you the constructive alignment for this course. There's actually a few ways on how you can do this. I have included 3 ways for you to look into on how to do constructive alignment, right? So the first one, this is the easiest way for you to see constructive alignment. It's to first put in your learning outcome and then find the content or topic that relates to the learning outcome, like how coffee is produced, how coffee is harvested, coffee processing, roasting coffee beans. So all this content relates to the learning outcome, analyze the process of coffee production. And then uh, from the topic itself, we have the learning activities, which are which is for how coffee is produced. The activity is the learners will share their preference in coffee. They will also reply with a smiley on posting with the same preference. So you can see very easily how everything is aligned: the outcome, the content, the topic. So that is whenever the learners do the activities and share, for example, this one, share their preferences, means that they are able to analyze the process of coffee production. Okay, so that's one way to do it. uh, the document that I have shared and you have downloaded is using this this method. Let me just make it bigger. Okay, so it is based on modules. So you have the first box here, which is modules. The module is how coffee is produced, and then you have the content, you have the learning activity, and then the learning outcome. Instead of the learning outcome is in front, the learning outcome, this one, is at the back. So if you're doing this based on modules, you can have one modules with multiple learning outcomes. Right? For example, outcome 2, 3, 4. Uh, you can easily see the flow of this by using this method, right? Instead of the first one, which is learning outcome in front and then content and topic. But this one is not based on module structure. This one is based on module. So you can add more modules like module 2, module 3, module 4, and use the same way. So this is the first module, how coffee is produced. And then we have a third one. This one is what we use as well, our team use, where this is by module. We have content and topic, and then the learning activities. And also, if you see here, we hashtag it with the learning outcome that it relates to, so that we know this learning activities is for which learning outcome. Okay. All right. So this is also a way that you can do this. For us, we're using this because we focus more on the learning activities. We want to uh, explain the learning activities better, so we use this style. But you can choose any style that you prefer. Okay. Okay. So for all of the styles that I have shared, uh, you can try to do your own constructive alignment in the course design template. You can use the ones that we have already given to you. You can use the one that we have already provided, or you can also change it based on how you preferred it. But make sure when you change it, make sure that you can identify that the content is aligned with your learning outcome. Content activities is aligned with your learning outcome. Okay. Okay, so for this, you don't need to share this because it might take some time for you to fill up all your contents, your structures, and think of of the structure for the course. So you can do this after the workshop, okay? But I want you to fill in the modules, the content titles, and the learning outcome. Right. Okay. All right. Next, we are going to the second module, which is we are going to start going into your content development. Okay. So now that you have your key details set, you have known your course outcome, you have your final activity, you have planned your structure. Let's look at into the contents, the structure that you have. Of course, you have the title for your contents, right? But what are you putting as the contents? Okay. All right. So you have your sessions narrowed down to topics to go into them, and you have sequenced this in the most appropriate order for you. So what actual content will go into each of the session? What contents and resources will you use to teach and facilitate learning with your students? So, for example, in the beginner's guide to coffee course, for module introduction of coffee, you want to find some resources and content for the topics and characteristic of Arabica beans in different countries. So, this is an example from a beginner's guide to coffee course, right? So, so the contents and resources, in order for you to explain this topic, characteristic of Arabica bean in different countries, the you can use something like this. You can put in a picture, uh, a video of coffee cultures, so they can watch the video, and then you can put in this contents like introducing the origin of coffee production, and then they can watch a video, they can share different characteristic of Arabica beans, and you can put in materials of websites of well-known coffee brands in different countries. You can on put in articles on why Arabica coffee beans from certain origins are more expensive, and also a podcast by coffee enthusiasts discussing the different aromas of coffee beans from different origins. So these are for just discussing the characteristics of Arabica coffee beans. You have different materials that you can put in for that topic itself. Right? The resources that you include in here are videos, written content, podcasts, articles, and also activities. The activity is here, sharing the different characteristic of Arabica coffee beans. Let me try to see. Okay, sorry, it's a bit slow. Okay, okay, all right. So again, I'm going to show this. This is a real page from the course A Beginner's Guide to Coffee. This is a page on the characteristics of Arabica beans in different countries, right? So as I mentioned, there are different materials, different sources, contents and sources to inform the students on this topic. So we have your written contents, you have some highlights on different coffee beans: Colombian coffee, Ethiopians, Uruguay coffee, Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, Sumatra, Linton, Costa Rican, all of this coffee. And then you have a video, so they have to watch the video. and discuss, um, and then do an activity. So there's an activity where they have to find three interesting facts. Well, they have to spin the random selector here, where they will be given a country, and then they will find three interesting facts about the country. They have to do this on their own, Google it, find it on the internet, but and as long as it's related to the country, but the facts, two of the facts have to be related to coffee in the country. And then they have to share the facts without telling their friends what country they got. So once they have shared their facts, the country fact, three country facts, they have to guess the country that their friends got as well. So this is a simple game, which we ask them to explore the content on their own, right? So because right here, two of the facts have to be related to coffee. So right now, so whenever they search for the facts, um, they have to identify facts about coffee itself. So this is related to the content. Okay, right? So that's the page. So you have content, written content, and then you have an activity, videos, and then an activity. So that try to have that in your topics. Try to have multiple sources, not just written content. Try to include videos, podcasts, articles. If you find great articles you want to share, but most importantly, try to put in activities so that the students not just learn on the surface level, but they can go into deeper learning. Okay. Uh, all right. So, but a quick word about activities: watching videos, reading contents, reading written contents, listening to podcasts, and reading articles are also a form of activity. They're just more passive. But try to have activities where the students are active and doing, which is more practical, right? Which is okay. So we will actually be we will actually try to do this in the next page. We'll try to do an activity for the next page. Okay. All right. So how to choose content for your assigned topics. Whew. Let's do another activity. Let's choose a content for your assigned topic. Sorry. So I want you to brainstorm and explore some options for content and resources. It might be videos, articles, podcasts, or something you have written. And it could also be a mix of this. Just choose one topic you want to share. State your course title, your course outcome, the course topic, and the course content. Try to, if it's a video, try to include the video if you can find it. But what I want to do is that share um, your contents and resources that you plan to use. Okay. Uh, Also, by sharing this, you might get more interested people right now. The participant might, other participant or me might be interested to join your course as well. So I want you to share your ideas of your contents and resources with the other participants. So maybe by sharing, you'll end up with more great resources to use. Okay. So you can do this in the comment section below. Okay. All right. So I am going to. Okay. Oh wow. So I'm gonna give you guys like a few minutes to share your contents, share your ideas and brainstorming resources. So I'm also gonna take this time to have a drink. I just wanted to highlight a tip from Mashita that she shared in the chat, just in case you guys missed it. Mashita is our head of learning services. She's in this session as well. So she shared a tip that although it's great to include different types of content, but types of content shouldn't be your priority. Instead, think of designing content that will help learners to achieve the intended outcomes. So, uh, from what Mashita had mentioned, is that how can think of what's the best way for your learners to achieve the outcomes that you have set. So, if you think that a video would help, like for example, you're teaching a tennis course. If you think that a video would help learners to know about the tennis, know like styles to hold the racket and everything would help the learners best, try to include the video. So just to uh, highlight again, try to find resources that suits best for the topic and for the learners to achieve their outcome. So you think about the learners learning ways. Okay. All right. I'm gonna. Mhm. Sorry, my internet seems a bit slow right now. All right. So, oh wow, TED Talk. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna read from Jaslyn here. Which the course is a digital marketing course. The course outcome is to display understanding of fundamentals digital marketing in real life businesses. And the topic is social media marketing. So what you plan to do for to put in your content is that you plan to choose a social media platform that learners prefer to solve a digital business marketing problem. It can be related to branding, promotion, and others. Ah, hmm. I like this. It, it uh it relates to your topic, social media marketing. All right, good, good. Okay, we have. I'm sorry. I'm if I'm saying this wrong. Ejitung. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Um. Okay, so your course title is Intercultural Communication. Angie. Thank you. Angie. Okay, your course is intercultural communication. Course outcome is analyze major concepts and examine issues in relation to cultural diversity, discuss discuss ideas effectively with people from various cultural backgrounds. Okay, course topic is cultural identity. The differences? Okay. Oh, you're putting all of the course topic. Okay. Okay. Diversity, culturation, theories and patterns in the. Okay. Good. Your course content quiz on self-cultural assessment. There's a quiz. Self-cultural assessment. Case study reading and discussion. TED Talk video review about individual perceptions. That's good. Oh, okay. I'm assuming this is part of your contents, like, right? But yeah, I like what you plan to put in. You have a quiz, you have a case study, you have a video review. That's nice. Okay. And then let's see, Nordayana. This is something I know. This is a bug a bit. uh, Course title is social media for teaching and learning. Course outcomes, state the meaning of social media, state the issues of social media for teaching and learning, and identify the benefit of applying social media for teaching and learning. All right. So content, you have materials like video, notes, and modules, article journal, blog by practitioner. I like this. You don't have much blog nowadays. A webinar on the sharing session by other practitioner. That's good. That's quite a variety of contents that you have. Nice. Okay, let's look at Christina, which is educational technology. We have the course topic, lesson design, multimedia design, exploration and preparation of teaching materials, and embracing 21st century teaching and learning. Oh, I would love to know sorry, what you're putting in this topic, embracing the 21st century teaching and learning. We have our facilitators, our LDs, Elena here, can include a topic on top 5 tools and techniques for learners to also get themselves familiarized with it as well. Yeah, because it educational technology, yeah. Okay, let me see if there's more. Okay, there's more. Okay, let's see. I think, yep. Sharing here. The course title is Lean Manufacturing Techniques. Course outcome is explain the lean manufacturing techniques that can be implemented. Course topic, manufacturing cells. Your course content is slides and video. Okay, lean manufacturing cell. Okay, you have a video, you have a slide. I would love to know how you plan to do this, because this is a manufacturing course. I would love to know how you plan to do the entire course online. Okay, but good way to have a video as well, because it's more practical. This course is more practical, so having a video helps to understand, right? Okay, I am just scrolling and see. Okay, let's see, Karunisa. I don't think I've read any sharing from Karunisa yet. So, course title: Principles of Marketing. Course outcome: discuss the basic concept related to marketing principles. Okay, this importance of concept, marketing principles in daily activities, identify the main differences, produce basic marketing plan. Okay, course topic, core concepts of marketing, marketing mix, marketing strategy, course content, quiz, lecture video, course video case studies, articles, YouTube videos, and product advertisements of video products of YouTube videos of product advertisements. Okay. You have quite a variety of course content. Video case study. Oh, that's interesting. I think I've never seen a video case study before, but maybe uh I uh I can imagine how you plan to use it. Okay. It's not quite nice. Uh uh okay. Just wanted to share that for this Gihong shared that for the time being, they will be using OpenLearning as LMS starting September. So plan to the course for internal use to start with. So okay. That's good to know. What your plan to use this platform as an LMS. But I think I would love to know how you plan to execute your course aside from using slides and videos. Maybe if you have because it's more practical, I would love to know how that is planned out. All right. Okay. Ooh, you guys are really good at sharing your contents. I like seeing how everyone have their own ways of preparing their own contents and everything, right? Okay. Let's see from IUMW here. Big Data 101, course outcome, data cleaning and storage, and selecting the right tools for big data, data analysis. Course topic, data collection, data storage, and data analysis. So discussing the use case in various types of business using big data, video on the use of big data tool to create business insights, and demonstration video of using tools to analyze big data. Okay, okay. You have demonstration videos, you have videos on use, you have a discussion. That's good. Okay. Ah, I want to read what Muhammad Ashraf shared. Course title is Excellent Customer Service for Hospitality. Okay, course outcome, understand. Oh, wow, you have 8 course outcome. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay, oops. Oh no, my mouse. Okay, let me just find your answer again. Your sharing. Okay. Your course content is understand the importance of guest service, identify guest needs and wants. Oh, this is an exercise activity. You and your guests, a cross check. Wonder what that is. Telephone courtesy in guest service, interpersonal communication, key pillars in communication, the 5-star customer service cycle, frontline impression, handling guest requests, and continual improvement or guest. Ooh, this is interesting. I wonder what guest is. I would love to know what that is, what acronym that is. I know what guest is, guys. I just want to know. I looks like this is an acronym for something, so I want to know what does it stand for. Ashraf shared in the chat section. Guest refers to greet, understand, empathy, solve, and thanks. Ah, good acronym. And then it comes with guess. I'm bad at coming up with acronym. So having people share their own acronym for something to remember, easy to remember, it's really nice for people to remember the topics. So like for that one, guess, read, understand, empathy, solve, and thanks. I think I can see how can that played out. Okay. Oh, this. Ah. Okay, I want to see what Karenisa also shared because there's like why Starbucks failed in Australia. Video of case studies. I think I read this video case studies. Oh, this is interesting. How you can, one thing I like a learning an online learning platform is that you can include all of this content in. Like for example, the case studies like this, you can find case studies like on YouTube and have your learners discuss and explore the content, discuss and um, explore this content and to figure out what went wrong and everything. So a really nice way for you to utilize online learning. Good. Okay. All right. I think we're gonna go to the next page. We're not far off from the end, guys. So please bear with me a few more minutes. Okay. So next, we're going to go on constructivism and activity design. For those who want to know where it is, it's under module 2, constructivism and activity design. Okay, let's go to the next page. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Okay. Okay, so this is, right now that you have a plan for your content, your resources, like you're putting videos, you're putting slides, you're putting written contents, you all have an idea on how your learners can learn the topic, right? Those are all great sharing. So now we want to think of an activity for those contents, right? So uh, right now I want for us to design constructivist style learning activities for your students. Okay, some points to think about when designing activities is that, does it connect to the student's real world and past knowledge? Does it invite experience and reflection? Is it student-centered? Are the students empowered and at the center of their experience? Are students active in the learning experience? Are they doing, discussing, creating, or designing? Is the activity getting students collaborating, interacting, or being social with each other? And can they peer teach, work in groups, have discussions? So also, lastly, could they be engaged in inquiry or project-based learning? So this are some points to think about. Uh, also, this is something easier for you to look at it. Is it relevant to the outcome? Is it relevant to the topic? Is it interesting, motivating, and fun? Is it interactive and collaborative? Is it connect with the student's world? Is it reflective, meaningful, and encourage self-expression? It doesn't have to be all of this, but if it relates, but it if it relates to more to any of this, it's really good. But most important, you need to, for it to be relevant to the outcome and relevant to the topics, right? So others, try to uh, if you can, try to have it like, if you can make it interesting, motivating, and fun, why not, right? if you can't make it interesting, why not make it weird? That will be interesting as well. So also, um, uh, I have a video over here of Mashita and Shaliza giving great activity examples for a course that they designed. So I want to share you guys with this video. So Mashita is, as I mentioned, is our head of learning design, head of learning services, and Shaliza is one of our LDs, learning designers. So both of them have created a lot of courses on open learning, and they're sharing their experiences. So I want to share with you guys this video. Let's see.
So,
Oh, sorry.
introduction activity needs to be
Oh, I'm not sure if my internet is willing to let me
super
do this.
engaging, and if
For some reason, my internet is slow.
it's possible, super addictive as well. So, like we were
Okay, let me start again.
So, introduction activity needs to be super engaging, and if it's possible, super addictive as well. So, like we were talking about just now, um, um, so there was this activity that we did that I
Okay.
did before in a physics course. So it was a physics course, and first we would be thinking that, oh, physics is so hard, but in the activity it requires us to share an experience that you think is related to physics. So people
Ah,
start to share.
okay, I am so sorry. I think my internet just doesn't like me at this time. um, but you guys can watch this on your own. Uh, it's just a video on Mashita and Shaliza sharing their experiences of creating activities. So what Shaliza is explaining right now is that she had to create a physics course, but she said, she doesn't know much about physics. It must be hard. But what she found out is that um, she was able to do this to do this in a simpler way. So you can take a look at this video to know more about their experiences. Okay. All right. So I want to do this activity with you guys. This activity is the title of this activity is the origins of Malaysians. So imagine you're teaching a course on Malaysian studies right now. Just think like you're teaching the course of Malaysian studies. And the topic they're focusing is the origin of Malaysians. Okay. Your students are Malaysian studying in one of the higher education institutions. And this is one of the compulsory course they have to complete. So how would you teach this topic, the origins of Malaysian, this topic? Um, you can think of this course. It can be an online course, it can be a face-to-face or blended. Just I wanted to know how would you teach this course to your students. I want to for you guys to share your ideas on what you plan to do for this. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys like maybe 5 minutes. Is that enough for you guys to share your ideas? Oh, somebody already, a lot of people already shared. So eager, guys. Thank you. But I'm giving way for other people to share um, what what they have, what ideas do they have. So for those who already shared, please look at other people's sharing, other everyone's sharing, and give your feedback on their topic ideas. Okay? Okay. I'm just gonna go through your sharing. Oh wow. All right, guys, just to highlight this again. Uh, it's your sharing it must be on the topic of the origins of Malaysian. So you just imagine like yourself teaching Malaysian studies, okay? Uh, Even if you're not Malaysians, maybe you can uh, how think of your own country, and how would you teach that country, the origins of Thailand, Thailand, uh, something like that. You can share this on this space, okay? For this activity only. I want to see how you plan to do this. I want to see your creative side. Okay. Interesting sharing, guys. I wanted to share, I think it was Diana. Diana, sorry. Uh, Diana's sharing is her strategy is collaborative learning for the topic. And the activities is that the students will divide into several groups. Each group needs to find out the topics related to the culture, food, and interesting place. Present the finding in poster format using Canva. And each group needs to present their finding using poster to the other group. Okay, really good way. Kind of reminds me of school also, like doing this scrapbook thingy in schools. Like, but yeah, I like that. They can use Canva to create a poster and then present their findings as a group. So this is a collaborative learning for them. They have to find all these topics. This is good. This is really good. So I think when I read this, um, you only set up an intro for the topic, and then you let the learners discover it on their own, right? So by having them present their culture, the cultures and everything, you uh, you have made them um, able to explore this topic on their own. I really like this idea. Thank you for sharing, Diana. Okay, one more thing. I think it was Kamarudin. Yes. Kamarudin is also cooperative learning. That was collaborative. This is cooperative learning. So you have activities before class, during class, and after class. Very structured. So before class, there is a video on the origins of Malaysians. Each students need to come up with individual teaching note and submit it online before class. During class, team teaching on note activity, 30 minutes. All students share their individual teaching note to their team members using breakout room. Team teaching note development, 20 minutes. Each teams come up with their own team teaching note, and then class peer teaching. Selected team presents their team teaching notes to class, and finally closure and next activities given by the lecturer. And then after class, they need to submit their team teaching notes on the origin of Malaysians. Okay, this one is also cooperative and collaborative learning. So they have to, as much as there is an individual work, there's also a collaborative work. So great idea on this. Okay, think. uh, Okay, I have Yasmin sharing like started showing Malaysia maps with its neighborhood, pin down some natives from different part of Malaysia and start to point out these natives to the learners can those natives do the learners can think of. Show some evidence about the natives and answer what the learners to what learners have given and perform an online quiz. So what you have done over here is you've given them a base and you let them discover a bit. So I for me I would advise you to let the students try to explore more on their own for this. Okay, but sorry I still like how you all sh- shared. Where was that sharing? Not sure. Let me. Okay. Mm, oh, there's more. Oh, this is more people, new people. I would love to go to everybody's. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure which one I wanted to highlight. But everybody have given like really good sharing on this, and I want to share. Oh, let me just share the Jocelyn one. This looks interesting. Uh, to teach the topic, she start off with a Piramli movie, maybe with multiracial characters, and then activity. Ask the students to identify typical multiracial religion, culture, slang, behavior, food, song, and dance from the scene. Oh, interesting. I like where you're going with this. You by you're not using the you're using this an alternate way, or instead of going with history, you open up a video or a movie showing there's multiracial races in Malaysia, and then you ask the students to identify their culture, religion, and everything. I like where this is going. Oh, good, good idea. All right. Okay. So thank you everyone for your sharing. I will look at all of your sharing later on. So I just wanted to share on how our learning designer does this activity. We actually have uh, done this topic for a real cause for pengajian kenegaraan for an institution. So um, I am showing you, this is a mock-up of the page itself from the course pengajian kenegaraan, because that course is closed now. So I created a mock-up for you guys to see. So the topic itself was, sorry, even now I forgot what it is. The origins of Malaysians, right? But our LD, which is Shaliza, she turned the topic into asal usul saya. So uh, she have this whole page. This is a real page, mock-up page, uh, where she wanted to teach this topic on. She wanted the students to know their origins. Okay, so how she did this is that she asked them to find out what their origins are, what are their background, their heritage. Do they have Arab heritage, Thailand heritage, or anything? They have to find out what their heritage or if they're just Malay, Chinese, or Indian. They have to find out, are they a true Malay, Chinese, Indian, and from that, they have to find out. They have to do a little bit of digging. Ask their family members about their heritage. Find out their traditional attire, um, and maybe if they have some interesting stories, interesting background, they can share that as well. So that's what one of the activities that she wanted the learners to do. So indirectly, the students actually learn about um, the origins of Malaysians by discovering their own heritage, right? Okay, and then she have another activity where she asks uh, okay, so because she asked them to upload an image from here, like the image of their attires, she wanted others to see whether they can identify where this where the origins or heritage the students are from, right? So all of them have to try to identify or maybe guess what the origins are. Maybe I can show you the page, the real page. It is closed, but and you can't go in, but I can show you some sharing from the students. So yeah, so the students here, they share a picture of their heritage, like uh, Iban, Arab, Malay, and all Malay, Indians, all of this. They only share an image of this, and then what others will do is that they have to uh, what identify the origins of this from this attire itself. Okay, and maybe share a bit more on what they understand about it. And then the third activity is a group activity. So in the activity, they have to uh, group themselves with the same. If they find out that they have the same heritage, they can group themselves. Uh, and then discuss about their heritage, why they need to be proud of their history and heritage. They can discuss this with their group mates, and they can share this with others to read. Okay, so from here you can see that it's all activities. She didn't even have to she didn't even have to put in the contents, because all the contents are done uh, by student sharing, right? So that's one way of you creating activities and trying to elaborate the contents by not giving too much. All right. So what you guys shared are great ideas, uh, which you can use this for your own cause as well. Okay. So I want to share you the three-step process on designing an activity. So your course should have many activities to help students understand the topics and information that you are sharing. So first, start with your learning objective, of course. Look at your course objective. What do you want your learners to achieve by the end of the course? One tip is to link your objective to your activity, which will ensure that the students have achieved the intended learning outcome. Okay, your learning objective is the why of the activities, and the reason your activity was created is to fulfill the objective. Okay, so have a learning objective. Try to fulfill that learning objective by creating the activity. Okay. Second one is brainstorm all possible activities. Once you have decided on your activity's learning objective, there might be a number of different ways you could design the experience to achieve it. So think big, consider all sorts of activities that you can think of at this stage. Uh, More ideas, the better. Main point is always to always come back to is it linked to the course objective, to the learning objective? And does it consider the criteria of high quality learning activities? High quality learning activities. Okay, if it is, add it to your list. And finally, third step is to choose the best experience. Now that you have a list of possible activities, choose the learning experience that you believe achieve your learning best. So you want the best ideas out of the list that you have. Choose the best one that you think can fulfill your learning objective. Okay, so put yourself in the shoes of your students and think of what would they find fun, meaningful, and relevant to their lives, which activity fit that best. Okay, so one tip is that coming up with this is a different tip. So coming up with the best activity can take some time. So it is okay for you to come back and change the learning activity as you are designing a course. We do that all the time because once we have go on into creating other activities, we somehow like, oh, I just thought that this activity would work better for the earlier activity, so I come back and change it. It's okay to do that. It's a learning process for you as well, not just for the students, right? So right now, I want you to share your activity ideas, at least one activity ideas for your course. Any topic, just share one activity ideas, the the most interesting one that you have that you wanted to share with everyone. Okay. I want to see what activities that you have for your course. Okay, you can share in the comment section underneath here. Okay. Guys, share your activity ideas, please. Share your topic and your activity ideas that you the best activity ideas that you have. It doesn't have to be perfect right now, but please share your ideas. Okay. I'm gonna give 1 more minute for you guys to share. Okay. Okay. All right. We have some sharing. I need more sharing, guys. But I'm gonna read some of the sharing that you guys that's already here. So we have Jocelyn over here. I like using movie clips. We all love movies. Uh, for introducing digital marketing, I usually use Ralph Breaks the Internet. Hmm. I wonder how you use that. I need more elaboration on this. I'm very intrigued at what how you use this, because I this is a Disney Pixar movie, I think. Disney or Pixar movie, and I want to know how you relate this to introducing digital marketing. This is good. uh and then we have game-based quiz. It's met. Sorry. Game-based quiz with countdown and leaderboards. Okay. We have Vanaja saying Padlet sharing on what an assessor does. Uh, I also like using Padlet. Just one tip. You guys can embed Padlet on Open Learning, so they learners didn't have to go outside. They can just share in the course itself. So just want to share that. uh, but yeah, I like the idea of how Padlet has like a board of sticky notes. So it's very interactive, right? So having all those embedded at that idea is really nice for it helps with the interactivity. Okay, Angie here for principles of journalism activity. Uh, oh, for the topic news value activity with the Lego sets, students to create an incident or accident and write about it based on journalism news value such as timeliness, newsworthiness, proximity, and etc. With the Lego sets. Ah, I want to know more about this as well. This intrigued me, of, of course, Lego sets, but having them create an incident accidents and write about it is uh, really fascinating. So, Angie says they create a scene and write about it. Hmm. Okay, okay, I can see where this is going. It's really good. Okay, okay. Oh, sorry, we have a sharing by Cheng Chunyi in the chat, where where it says Wakelet. Uh, I'm guessing it. I have never used that. I'm guessing it's a website. Collect recipe and book creator to create recipe book. That's a good sharing collaborative project. So like all everybody have a recipe. So and then you guys can make one recipe book. This is really nice to have. Okay. Yep. Geek Hong says a quick introduction on the topic on the manufacturing cell, then ask the students to watch the video from the link. Then the students need to identify the possible improvement that can be done by implementing the principles and designing the manufacturing cells for certain manufacturing and production process. Ah, identify a possible improvement. Now that's good. From the video, they get to identify this improvement. Oh, I like it. Okay, we have Michelle setting up space for the interview. Oh, she even have like a post file, activity as post file. Create a short self-introduction using suitable background and lighting. Ensure that you have a good audio when you record yourself. That's a good way to for them to how I see this. Maybe they start without knowing all the tips and tricks. So they start with how would they do their space interview. Maybe at the first time before you start showing the tips, they'll have bad lighting, they don't have a proper background, and audio is bad. I hope mine is not bad. Anyways, so and then when they shared, you have all the tips put out, and you ask them to reshare again based using all the tips that you have given. Yeah. So that's how I see this topics going. But yeah, yeah. I like the idea of doing it themselves. Okay. Shafiro says information recorded in video form and feedback from viewers, sort of like self-reflection activities. Ah, just to know, self-reflection activities are important for a course as well. Do not underestimate the power of reflection activities. Okay, guys, it's a powerful activity to do. Okay. Ooh. Oh, suddenly there's a few. Ooh. Ah, here Chen Chunyi shared here their recipe collection. Together, we are one chef. Oh, that's the activity I mentioned about earlier. Okay. So this is a sample she shared using Wakelet. Okay, really nice. Ah, really good. Oh, sorry. Not this. Okay, more. Um, I don't think I have ever written any read any sharing from Lini Lee. So there's an activity here. She shares a scavenger hunt. Give a few items to scavenge, such as smartwatch, digital arm clock, smart pen, vacuum cleaner. Wow, that's really good items to scavenge. Students would be asked on how to improve the gadget in terms of speed and performance. Oh, focusing on the improving techniques involved. Oh, so I'm just guessing here. So they try to find the items. So the ones that they find, they will be asked on how they can improve their gadget in terms of speed and performance, right? So right here, you're not really giving them a choice on their own, but you have put in the interactivity, the gamification by making it into a scavenger hunt. You give them the options, um, and then you make them do a task by uh, finding out how to improve the gadgets, and focus on what to the techniques. Oh, I really like that one as well. Thank you for this. Ah, Aska. Okay, this is sharing. Speed reading is my skill. Topic types of reading. Class content, types of reading, reading type. Test the participants' reading time based on the history given using online stopwatch. That's a good way to identify the types of reading as well. Okay. All right. Great sharing, everyone. I hope you guys get inspired by everyone's sharing from here. Uh, Feel free to look at all the sharings and give your feedback as well. And also, you can give a like on their sharing. This is called kudos, by the way. Their likes. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next page, which is putting it all together. Okay. So great news, guys. You have completed your first step in building your online course. So I want you to put all the information that you have created throughout this workshop in the course design template document that you have downloaded. Put in all those information in that document. Then you can follow up with the other modules, chapters, and more contents and activities for your course. So remember these tips to help you ease the process. Follow your learning outcome whenever you're planning your course structure, contents, and activity. If it is unrelated, try to consider it to be as part of extra learning materials instead, and not the main content. Try to not give away all the information that you have. Let the learners discover it on their own, or better yet, make it into an activity like the Origins of Malaysians. Have as much collaborative and group activities to make sure that your learners get to share their learning experience while also having fun with each other. And also, as mentioned by one of our participants, is that so that they don't feel like this is a lonely journey for them. And number 4, utilize the power of the internet and let the learners gain as much information as they can from the internet. The internet is a vast source of knowledge. Let's utilize that. And finally, have fun, guys. Uh, while you're creating your course, remember to have fun. Don't stress on it. Try when you're creating a course, try to have fun, because that's what you want to create as well. You want to create an environment that's fun for your students. So if you're having fun, your students having fun as well, right? So once you have all this, when you have finalized your course content design documents, you can put the file in here for a review and feedback from our team. We will look into your submission as part of the assessment for your certification and badges. Don't worry if you feel like are the contents are private. This submission is private to you, and only you as the author and me as the admin and facilitator. So nobody else, the participants, cannot see your submissions. Okay, don't worry about it. So you can do this, finalize your contents and everything after this workshop. Um, but we will come and look at your submission and take into consideration as part of your assessment for your badges and certificate. Okay, all right. Yes, Christina, this might take some time, so no worries. Take your time, plan out your course on your own time. No worries about it. Okay. So before I finish, I wanted to get your feedback as well. So on this page, the last page, not last page, on this page, what's next? Share with us. Tell us what you think. Tell us the feedback on what you like about the session and which part is most beneficial for you. So you can share this under here. And once you have done that, we also have a feedback form, post workshop survey form. So you can also fill in this feedback form. This is more detailed than the above question. So you can let us know. This is anonymous, so don't worry if you want to give us suggestions, criticize, or anything. You can let us know in this feedback form as well. Okay, guys. We take all suggestions. We don't take anything to heart. Well, maybe, but we will take it as an improvement for us for future workshops. Okay. So what's next? And so again, congratulations on completing this workshop. So what's next? As I mentioned earlier of this workshop, we have a few more workshops coming up. So these workshops are part of the Open Learning Basic Series, which provides basic training for everyone that is interested to learn how to create courses using the Open Learning platform or any other platform as well. So as I mentioned, this information is not just restricted to Open Learning. You can use this information that you gain from this workshop on other platform as well. But by completing all of the workshop courses with proper submissions of activities, of course, you will be awarded the Open Learning badges and certification. Okay, like this. So once you finish the first 3 workshops, you'll get the course designer. The next workshop is coming up next month. So stay tuned for that. This will be under course development. So this will be more about how you use the course structure, the document that you have, the structure that you have created today, and make it into an online course on open learning. So this one is more open learning based. So for those who wants to know the widgets and how to create, develop develop your contents, please join the next workshop, right? Okay. Also, this course will be open anytime. We're not closing this course. Even in the next year, we're not closing this. So you may come back to this workshop anytime in the future to share your experience on applying any of the strategies or to just get a refresher course. So in the meantime, while you wait for the next workshop, which is next month, you can read our blog post by Shaliza on how to create an online course with resources you already have. She have written a blog post on highlighting on the methods on creating an online course using using resources you have. Okay. All right. So before I end this, I just wanted to let you know that if you have any questions about this workshop, you can use this tab, questions ask us here. You can just ask it, us in this section. Any question at all regarding this workshop. But if you have any other questions or inquiries besides the workshop, if you have any technical difficulties, you can reach our customer success team at support@openlearning.com. You can email them, or if you're a course creator on Open Learning, you will get this feature, this bubble here. This is only available to the course creator in their course, which is a chat box. So this is also our team. This is not a bot. This is our team. So you can just, instead of emailing them, you can just chat them in this chat box here. Okay. If you have any questions regarding the courses, contents, or just wanted to share an idea or suggestion, you can email our team at mylearningservices at openlearning.com. Or finally, if you want to connect with more course creators such as yourself to brainstorm and share your work, join our Facebook group, which is Open Learning Creator Community. We also share new updates like when will the next workshop will be, and tips in the groups. So feel free to join and share, join the group and share your ideas as well, your ideas and tips. Okay. All right. So okay. I just wanted to highlight that there's no specific deadline for your submission for today's workshop, but it would be great for you to submit it before the next workshop, or before at the very latest before the end of yes, before the end of Open Learning Basics 3, which will be in October. So because once this workshop is over, our team will look at everyone's submission and see if you will be awarded with the course designer badge. So again, you only will be awarded this badge based on your submissions and your work. Okay, so we're right on time at 12 p.m. We finished at 12 p.m. So with that being said, thank you everyone for joining my session today. I hope to see you on the next session, where we develop our course based on the document that you have shared today. So thank you everyone. Hope to see you again. Also, I would love to give a shout out to my team. Thank you for answering all the questions. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Just going to give this a minute. Uh, for those who are still here, the next workshop will be on September, first week of September, hopefully. If there's any changes, you can know this from our group, but also we'll send out newsletters for everyone. Yes, Isal, you will get an email notification on this. Oh, okay. Facebook link. You can find the Facebook link on the questions ask us here tab, but here are, sorry. Okay. Oh, Paul. To Paul to join the workshop. It's okay, Kemchin. You you can do this on your own time as well. We will put in the recording in the course. So as I mentioned, the course will not be closed. So feel free to come into the course and do the activities on your own time. Okay. No problem. Okay. All right, everyone. I will end this session. Thank you again uh, for joining me today. If you have any questions, you can email us or ask in the course. Thank you again. Bye.